We always work on vacation. I've got Ty Dolla Sign in my home office. How about that? Ty, welcome aboard. We're here to cap one of the favorite times of the year, especially your favorite. March Madness is upon us.
I agree. I think this is the best time of the year. A lot of good basketball coming on here. Obviously, Masters is right around the corner. Baseball is about to start. Just a great time of the year. And what better to do some college basketball capping than in the Corbet household?
Yes, yes. I will admit I was wrong on baseball. I did not think they would get a deal done. Awesome. As soon as the title game is essentially finished, we're getting baseball, so it's perfect in terms of March Madness. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to a lot of different things here. Of course, I understand you're in my home office, so if the dogs are, you're looking, yeah, I might carry the. Go ahead.
They're on at the door.
Of course, of course. So what we're going to do here is basically we did this last year. Last year was the four of us. We kind of collabed on a bracket, which was great. The information was great. Obviously, the analysis was great, but it dragged a little bit long. We kind of, got into a bunch of different arguments on just specific games. Obviously, it's just the two of us now, but we're just going to I filled out a couple brackets. I'm usually a one bracket guy, but I'm on vacation. I'm filling out a couple, but me and Ty are basically just going to go through each matchup, kind of give our 2 cents, and then try and hammer out what we can agree upon. So, Ty, let's share my screen and let's get ready. First off, do you like any first 4 games?
First 4, I'm actually all over Indiana tonight. I have them for 3U at -3.5. Got it when it came out. It's up to 4 right now.
What is going on with that line? That I saw, and I could be wrong. Indiana opened as a dog against Wyoming, and that's moved 6 points. Am I totally mistaken?
I think you're totally mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Indiana's always been favored. However, I just think Indiana's too athletic for Wyoming. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Wyoming has a fantastic squad this year, but Big Ten is a lot better than Mountain West. And I just think that Trace Jackson Davis is playing his best ball right now. And I think he's going to be way too much for the Cowboys.
Jeff Linder went from, I believe, Colorado State to Wyoming the last year I was in South Dakota. And I was like, there was talk about that being a great hire. I did not see Wyoming being almost a mid 20 win team. But here we are. I'm seeing a lot of people liking, it's always tough. You always love Syracuse in this matchup, not only winning their first 4, but then making it to like the Elite 8. I'm seeing a lot of people liking Indiana and or Wyoming doing the same, but I don't know.
Right. Which, yeah, I think is very, I think it's going to be very interesting. However, do not sleep on St. Mary's, though. I think St. Mary's is the real deal as well. I've seen some experts have them go as far as the Final Four. I think St. Mary's is hoping that Wyoming wins, just because I think Indiana will be pushing the tempo a lot faster than St. Mary's. Wyoming obviously plays a little bit slower. So if Wyoming wins, I think St. Mary's can have a field day on them, but I don't think that's going to be a chance at all. I think Indiana runs away with it tonight.
So let's knock out a few things here. We're sharing the screen. All number 1s moving on. I think we're in consensus there.
Yeah.
Number 2s as well.
Number 2s as well. I think all number 2s move on.
Wasn't it just last year that Oral Roberts was the people that they upset Ohio State, I believe, with EJ Liddell, and then they went on they almost upset Arkansas later on, but that was like the one. I always remember Georgetown, Florida Gulf Coast, and then, of course, Oral Roberts, but that was about it.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then, we had that one last year, and then there's one other big upset. Maybe it was a 14 versus a 3. I can't remember off the top of my head, but all I remember is I don't think there was a single perfect bracket after day 1, which I don't remember that ever happening.
Go ahead and grab the dogs if you have to. Are you expecting carnage, like as you said, where all of our brackets are kind of by Thursday, just like what the fuck?
I wouldn't say by Thursday. However, I think by the end of the weekend, absolutely. I think that a lot of people have Gonzaga, Arizona going to the Final Four. I honestly don't. I think there'll only be one number 1 seed making it to the final.
No, I'm with you. I don't. We don't want to give away anything, but I think it's anyone's game which is awesome. I think that's kind of been the theme throughout the year.
I agree. And yeah, look at those conference tournaments, all the top seeds going down super early. You got some very talented teams in the 3, 4, 5, even 6 range. Well, I think some brackets definitely in the round of 32 could start getting messed up a little bit.
All right, so let's go to the number 3s. Texas Tech, Montana State. What is that? Big West, Big Sky, Montana State, no slouch. Texas Tech, Chris Beard jumps ship, goes to the lesser Texas. What's going on there? I think Texas Tech, no one is paying attention to them. I don't even know who their head coach is right now, but I know Chris Beard obviously spurned them.
Yeah, Texas Tech is definitely a team not to sleep on. We talked about Oral Roberts a little bit earlier. Kevin O'Banner, one of the guys who helped lead the charge for Oral Roberts, is part of Texas Tech. Now he can step out, he can shoot. I like Texas Tech getting it done against Montana State.
Boom, I'm with you. Let's flip to Tennessee. One of my favorite, am I falling for this? Longwood? Who? Tennessee, Rick Barnes, he's obviously, I thought he got a raw deal getting canned at Texas. Like they kind of forced him out. I think he's done an exceptional job at Tennessee, basically taking over since Bruce Pearl got ran out of town. I mean, they're right back in it, and I feel like no one is talking about them, as you alluded to. Everyone's got their eyes set on Arizona.
Right. Tennessee's playing fantastic basketball right now. They just won the SEC tournament. I think also Tennessee gets this one done against Longwood. I believe it's Longwood's first time in school history making it to the tournament. I think it might be a little bit too much for them at this phase right now, but I like Tennessee to get it done.
Yeah, they're 15-1 in conference. What conference were they? They were something ridiculous. Remember, was it last year? Was it Abilene Christian taking out Texas last year? That was insane.
Yes. That's the other one that I was thinking about last year. That was a 14-3.
There we go. All right, so we've got 2 of the 3 seeds moving on. Okay, let's move to Purdue, Yale, the Ivy League. How does this league even exist? They literally have 8 conferences or 8 teams that just play each other. They play on like a Friday night, Saturday night, and then they play the conference just, between each other. Any chance here? Yale? They made my doorknobs at my high school in Connecticut. What happened there?
No, I think Purdue is one of those scary 3 seeds. I mean, they spent some time as the number 1 team in the nation this year. I personally, I watched the Ivy League championship. I also watched the Ivy League semifinals just because I like to try to get to see who these dark horses are. I personally thought Princeton was the team in the Ivy League, was going to maybe be the team to make some noise. So I like
good
Purdue.
Point. So that was an upset, right? They came up and took out Princeton, and so I'm with you. Purdue, who is that dude? Ivy's obviously the guard that's probably going to have a career in the NBA. I am fascinated with that tall ass dude that they've had for a couple of years now.
Zach Edey.
Yeah, dear Lord. All right, so we are all in unison here. Oh, a lot of chalk, but we're getting rid of the top seeds early. This one, I'll tell you what, Wisconsin was my preseason future. I think they lose to Colgate. The Colgate Gates, the Colgate toothpaste. This one scares me. I don't know why. Is it because they were the 1 seed and they obviously lost in the first round of the Big Ten tournament, first round that they played in? I just feel like everyone is, I don't know. I feel like Wisconsin was really underrated and they flew under the radar. But that's where they are. They're more like a 5 seed that could get clipped.
Right. I totally agree with you. I think this is the 3-14 matchup that scares me the most when I go to fill out my brackets. I think the Raiders of Colgate, I think they have a chance to definitely upset Wisconsin here. Wisconsin's big thing is they're going to be riding on the Big Ten Player of the Year, Johnny Davis. And if Johnny Davis doesn't have it clicking, Colgate has a great chance to knock him off here.
Who took out Wisconsin? Because they literally, Johnny Davis was like 2 for 14, and they had no chance.
Right.
Was it Rutgers? I can't even remember.
I can't even remember, to be honest. I'm not going to even try to.
Sure. Well, Wisconsin went from literally celebrating a Big Ten title that they should have been theirs to losing to Fred Hoiberg's Nebraska team to losing as the 1 seed in the Big Ten. They're going the wrong way. So that's certainly something. You know what? We have all chalk so far. I think we are both thinking that this is the 14 seed.
Right. Yeah. And the thing is, Colgate can shoot shoot a lot of threes. They are one of the top teams in the nation. We'll get to one of them a little bit later, who is the top 3-point shooting team in the nation. But I think that, yeah, they can easily clip Colgate. Colgate.
Sure. Colgate, toothpaste, move on. All right. Our first upset there on Corbett's corner, Ty Dawson with myself, Dylan Corbett. Let's go to the 4 seeds. I like the Catamounts. What's going on here? I literally texted Cruz in this not an hour ago, or our group chat where we're discussing this. Arkansas can either make the Final Four or lose in the first round. Like they're Jekyll and Hyde. I love Musselman. He's gone through South Dakota. He went to Nevada. He makes his way to the SEC. He's done a great job there. Vermont is a team that kind of scares me. Again, one of those teams that people might think be a part of the Ivy League, but they're actually the America East, and they've actually had a really good season.
Right. Yeah, I don't like seeing this draw for Arkansas against Vermont. However, I do have a future on Arkansas winning the whole thing. So a little biased here.
Sure.
However, I personally think Arkansas gets it done. I think they're too athletic for Vermont based off of who Vermont's played. As you can see there on the notable result, they've played Providence and Maryland, lost to both.
No, exactly. And that's what I like to see is Maryland's kind of Providence is fine, but a lot of people think they're about to tail off. Yeah, if they're not, those are their 2 top games they played in, and they lost by double digits both times. Anything can happen, but certainly that's Arkansas could outrun them.
Right. And Arkansas, besides getting clipped there in the SEC semis,
they look strong. Yeah,
they ended the year very strong. They were trending in the right direction. They get clipped in the semis. They just get an extra day of rest. I think Musselman, after taking his shirt off and celebrating that win against Iowa, he's got the boys buzzing.
He's a good coach. He knows social media. He's a good coach. He obviously is friends with part of my take. He relates to these kids, and I think that brings out the best of them. Okay, so we've got the top 4 seeds in the West: Gonzaga, Arkansas, Texas Tech, and Duke. Duke is moving on. All right, let's flip over back to my own thing is here. Let's go with West. Oh, it's the South. Okay. So we've got Arizona moving on. We've got Tennessee moving on. Villanova taking out Delaware. I love betting on Delaware, but yeah, I don't think they're going to do anything against Villanova. Okay, this is the game we're all going to keep a close eye on. It is the University of Illinois. Chattanooga, I'm hearing nothing about Chattanooga. Should we be hearing something about them?
Yeah, the Mocs. I'm trying to remember who they beat in the final. I remember watching the game.
No top 25 opponents, but again, that comes with the conference.
Right. Yeah, did they end up winning the conference with the Ohio Valley? I believe it's
they did they? I don't know. I'll have to check on that. Yeah.
I think Chattanooga's in the Ohio Valley. Anyways, this is a very, very interesting game. Illinois, I thought was going to be 1-2 seed, 3 at worst, getting the 4 seed draw here. Then obviously losing early on in the tournament, round 1.
Loyola. Big Ten. They lost last year in the second round to Loyola as a 1 seed.
Right. And then this year in the Big Ten, they lost first round. I don't know. This is probably Kofi's last game in Illinois. They got some really good shooters. The big thing is, though, they got to keep Coburn out of foul trouble.
Yeah.
Coburn is on the floor. I don't even know who the Mocs big guy is, but I doubt he's going to match up well against Coburn. He's just a man amongst little boys out there when he's playing. So I think I got Illinois going in this one, but
I'm agreed with you. I think I wanted to give Illinois the benefit of the doubt when they lost Curbelo, and I didn't really follow it, specifically throughout the year, but they fell out of the top 25, got healthy, roared back in, obviously had that they shared the Big Ten title, so they finished strong, then had that disappointing loss to Indiana. But is that more Illinois or is that more Indiana?
No, yeah, that's a great question there. Who it's more on. Well, I mean, just give it to Indiana the way that they played the whole tournament. They come back from what was it, like 17 down, 16
Right.
down against Michigan. Then they end up winning a nail biter against Illinois. So yeah, no, they definitely made a case for them. That's why you'll see them in the play-in game tonight. But no, I think Illinois can get it done.
Speaking of trendy preseason picks, obviously Johnny Juzang, Mick Cronin. Don't find Mick Cronin in a dark alley by yourself. He'll tear you to pieces. Trendy pick, Pac-12. Is it good? Is it not? Akron, I think no one was also talking about. This is one of those 4-13s where UCLA should roll, but is this where everyone's missing it?
I think UCLA rolls in this one, to be honest. With Juzang, I watched that Pac-12 final. Jaime Jaquez, that guy could absolutely fill up the basket. So I like UCLA to win this one.
Do they still have who's the guy? Tiger. Is Tiger still there? Yeah.
Tiger Campbell. He's got a funky hairdo just like Alfred Payton, but
sure.
Still there.
No, he can ball handle. Yeah, he's a player. I think UCLA's got some dogs, and I think a lot of people are liking UCLA to take out Baylor, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, South Dakota State. I don't think they've been in the tournament since Mike Dahm, the legend. I could be inaccurate about that, but obviously that was, when everyone was like, holy crap, who's this Mike Dahm guy? Everyone's picking them over Ohio State. Bam, they lose by 15. And it's like, okay, like South Dakota State, good team. They fail to show up more times than not. I would like them to get this done. I think Providence is having a great season, but they could get clipped at any second, as we saw in the Big East. Is South Dakota State going to be that team, though?
So this is where the 4-13 that I think is on the biggest upset alert. It might even be too chalky. The line right now is 2. Wow. South Dakota State, I saw they have not advanced out of the first round before. They're 0-4, 0-5. However, Providence in the tournament under Ed Cooley is 1-5. I think South Dakota State gets their first NCAA school program win here in this one. I think they upset Providence.
We watched that. What was it? Obviously, the final in the Summit. That team is good. NDSU was no slouch, and they took care of business there. Yeah, I mean, 30-4. Like this team can play. Hopefully, they get it done. Again, they're one of the best offensive scoring teams in the country. Now, is that quality opponents? How is their defense going to hold up? But if Providence goes cold, I'm certainly with you that the Jacks could take this home.
Right, and the Jackrabbits are the number 1 team in the nation from beyond the arc. Everyone can shoot the ball, so they'll be outside 3-point line. A lot of screens, not a lot of rolls, but a lot of screens and pops. So
right,
I think it's going to be something that Providence hasn't seen. It's going to be something new for them, and I think the Jacks can get this one.
Screen and fade. Oh my God, are we destined for an SDSU Colgate Elite 8? How about that? All right, let's go to the 5-12. Always a trendy upset pick. New Mexico State, I think, sucks at every single athletic sport I've ever followed them in, except apparently they are the best team in the WAC this year. Like quietly. UConn, a little bona fide here. I went to Jim Calhoun's basketball camp back in the day, right before I moved to Missouri. We won the title, but that had nothing to do with me because I came off the bench and I scored 2 points. But UConn, New Mexico State, everyone loves a good 5-12. I'm seeing a lot of people like UConn to make a run. I don't know if I'm there yet, but they've had a quietly good year.
Right. I think the Gauchos make a tough matchup here again for UConn.
Look at those notable results too for New Mexico State.
Right, exactly. I think the Gauchos are no team to sleep on. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of UConn. I just don't think that they're as solid as most people think they are. This is a tough one for me, to be honest. I can see it going either way. I can see UConn steamrolling them or the Gauchos winning in a nail biter. I think those are the 2 ways it's either going to go.
This seed fact is crazy. At least one number 12 seed has taken out a number 5 in 31 of 36 tournaments. Yep. Oregon State was the only one last year taking out Tennessee. So same thing. We talked about Tennessee. I like them to kind of avenge last year's embarrassment and do a little something here. But let's give the Gauchos some love. They're moving on. Okay, Houston, another trendy team. I am seeing them, whatever you think about ESPN Basketball Power Index, it crosses sports. ESPN Basketball Power Index has Houston as the number 2 team in the country behind Gonzaga right now. Are they overlooking UAB?
I don't think they're overlooking UAB. The thing is, Houston coming off of a great win against Memphis in the conference tournament. I think Houston is playing really good basketball right now. So what is Calvin Sampson? I think he'll get the guys. So no, I like Houston to win this one.
This is shocking to me. I just saw that they've only faced one top 25 team and they're 0-1. I mean, that could have been scheduling, but
right. And yeah, because they are in the AAC. It wasn't as long this year as years past. So, I mean, I'm not shocked by that.
I like Houston. Let's move it. All right. Down here to St. Mary's. We talked about this. So you like St. Mary's?
I like St. Mary's. Just simply, we don't know the result tonight, even though I'd like to say Indiana's in a steamroll. But no, I like St. Mary's doing that one.
A lot of my other brackets, I have the 12 seed there, so I like kind of hedging out with St. Mary's there in case they do win for sure. Okay, Iowa impressed me in the Big Ten tournament. Fran McCaffrey looks like my Aunt Bertha. Richmond, did they take out Davidson? Is that why 2 are in, or am I wrong on that? But Richmond is in there at 12.
Correct. Yeah, the Spiders got that one done. I like the Hawkeyes to win this one. Hawkeyes are playing great basketball right now. I think that they continue the trend.
Yeah, trendy Final Four pick I'm seeing as well, and that's another one of those high-powered offenses. It's just it was the bank open. I mean, just a classic bank shot in for the 3 there to crush those Big Ten hopes.
I needed that one for my action. So,
all right, big time. Rutgers, Notre Dame. I literally Boston College beat Notre Dame in their first ACC game of the year. Now Boston College had a nice run in the ACC tournament. I'm hearing Earl Grant might be looked at for South Carolina. Is he going to leave after 1 year? I would hate that. But rest assured, Notre Dame was somehow the 2 seed, and everyone saw right through that. They're like, this team isn't going to fucking do anything in the ACC. So they're 11 seed. Are they even going to take out Rutgers, or is Alabama just going to take care of business?
I mean, yeah, no, that's a great point. Notre Dame was in a pick-em against Virginia Tech in the first round of the ACC tournament. I fell for the trap. I was at Notre Dame. Obviously, Notre Dame got clipped by Virginia Tech. However, I think Rutgers will probably beat Notre Dame, but I think Alabama will beat either of those 2 teams.
Yeah, I like Nate Oates too. I think he gets it done. This is probably the most interesting 6-11 matchup of the first round. Michigan, of course, Juwan Howard and them boys. He comes back from his suspension after he open hand fisted a coach against Wisconsin, gets suspended, comes back. They lose immediately. Colorado State, again, is that so Jeff Lindor left for Wyoming, but they seem to be just fine without him. They're a 6 seed, but what even is this line right now? Is Michigan favored?
It might be Michigan might be favored, or it might be a pick 'em. I don't know. I like David Roddy a lot for the Rams. He might have been player of the year. I don't know if he ended up getting it. I know it was between him and someone else from Boise State.
Sure.
But no, David Roddy is very strong. Honestly, after watching Michigan just absolutely shit the bed against Indiana, I don't have much respect for him right now, especially in Juwan Howard's first game back. I like the Rams to get it done.
Dude, I agree with you. I think they're overrated. That was a team that was, God, I think I looked back at like opening odds right after Baylor beat Gonzaga, and they were like, 25-1. And I'll look at them. They barely scrape by and get in there. This is crazy. Since 2010, number 6 seeds are just 21-23 against 11 seeds. That's insane to me. But again, prior to that, obviously 6 seeds went all the way through. All right, let's go Colorado State. I like it. Okay, down here to Texas Va-Tech. This is trendy too. Is everyone thinking, well, Virginia Tech won the ACC? They're obviously going to beat, Chris Beard, who left the better program to go to Texas for more money. Or is Texas going to surprise people this March?
I think this is this is one of the games I'm most excited to watch. I think majority of people are going to take Virginia Tech in this one.
Right.
And if I had to fill out my bracket right now, I always wait until Wednesday night, just a tradition. But I would probably pick Virginia Tech. Just like we talked about right there, the 6 seeds being 21 and 23. I think Virginia Tech is the strongest 11 seed in the field, hence why I would probably take them right now.
I'll roll with you. I think they are, I don't know what happened in the regular season, but I think they are certainly a better team than their record indicates. Oh, my God. Well, we already took Wisconsin out, so that's my big future. My other future, LSU, which is lost value and lost a head coach. That I was texting my buddy Christian Burde, who I want to have on, who obviously is like in the basketball program in their video department. I literally just sent him, I go, bro, and like he gave me the whole breakdown. I was like, Jesus Christ! Like we knew Will Wade was doing the shit when it was illegal, but now it's legal and he's still getting in trouble. But they're a 6 seed. Iowa State has Otzelberger, who is from South Dakota State, to UNLV. To Iowa State, had them boys buzzing at the beginning of this year, fell off, but they make the tournament.
Right. I'll be honest. I've already put a bet on Iowa State +4 in this one. I think just with all the media surrounding LSU getting the coaching change, not in the media for the positive way. Iowa State does have some guys who transferred in, a little bit older guys. I think they could be a Cinderella team here. All I can say is I personally do not move my body like a cyclone, but I do like in this one.
Okay, very good. You nailed the dismount. Can I talk you into LSU by telling you they still have the best? Well, Ty's about to get the dogs in, but I will say for what it's worth for LSU, and I know when they struggled the most during the year was they were injured. Like I totally forgot Sharif O'Neal transferred from UCLA and is on LSU, Shaquille O'Neal's son. I don't know actually off the top of my head whether he's had an impact. I imagine he has, but I will say LSU from wire to wire has had the best defense in the country. Now, does that leave with Will Wade? Probably, and that's what scares me. So I'm with you. I was trying to talk you into LSU, but I talked myself in ISU, and we're rolling our bodies like cyclones. Okay. All right, here we go. Now we're getting into the nitty and gritty. Michigan State, Davidson. Oh my God. Tom Izzo and March. Davidson doesn't have Steph Curry no more. What do you like here?
No, you say it best. I personally like Davidson, but you're going against Tom Izzo and March. I'm going to go against Tom Izzo and March. I like Davidson.
All right, well, I gave you Iowa State, so I'm going to go Michigan State here to even things out for us. Ohio State Loyola. This is the most fascinating thing to me. Dude, this dude, Jimmy Soros, who is all over TikTok. Everyone loves him. I haven't watched much Ohio State basketball by him. Is he a solid player? Because I use his TikTok fame almost as a detriment to their success, Ohio State's.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
Sure. He's the long blonde hair kid, or long brown hair kid. I can't even remember, but that's the most I know about Ohio State this year.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know that they haven't had the most. They've had a lot of injuries with Braxton Key as well as Wesson. However, Loyola, obviously very trendy pick here. They've had so much success coming out of the first round. New coach here with Valentine. Ohio State is pretty athletic, and Loyola, for their big men play, they don't have Cameron Krutwig anymore. Shrek, who I like to call him, but
the most handsome man in college basketball.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what Uguak can do down there with some of the bigger, stronger, taller, athletic guys. But no, I think I gotta go my Missouri Valley roots here. I gotta go the Ramblers. Sister Jean has these guys with something with our Lord Savior Jesus Christ, and I think he's gonna be the sixth man on the court for him.
Of course, I is this wrong to say? I can't believe Sister Jean is still with us. I mean, she is just cracking. She's there. She's getting the Ramblers ready and going, and I'm with you. They're moving on to the next day. All right, here we go. Murray State, San Francisco. This one's also very interesting to me. Murray State, obviously, the fantastic season, 30-2. San Fran, kind of interesting to me that they got in at a 10 seed, like no playing game for them, 24-9. They don't have a top 25 win, and obviously, they're in the WCC.
Yeah, no, I simply just keep this one short and sweet. I like the Racers over the Dons in this one.
Love it. Let's go. Murray State moving on. You worried about them joining the Valley anytime soon?
I think the Valley, I mean, with the Racers joining as well as Belmont, yeah, we lose Loyola, but I think Murray State right now is even more a successful program than Loyola. Just winning, obviously, Loyola has a little bit more accolades when it comes to March and going further in the tournament, but Murray State's a very strong team, and then you add Belmont too. I think the Valley's just getting stronger.
Yeah, no kidding. I think both those teams are going to roll in and just compete. Like, I think, God, people might hate on, I think Bradley and Missouri State are going to be like, holy shit, one good team goes out, all of a sudden two really good teams come back in. It's going to be interesting.
Right.
Larinaga, he's older than my dad. Is my dad out here? I don't know. He might stop by later. He gets the extension. USC, Andy Enfield, obviously was the guy who was at Florida Gulf Coast, took out Georgetown, gets the USC contract, really turned around that program. I think he took over right after OJ Mayo. I could be wrong about that, but he puts together a solid program.
Right. And I like USC in this one. They got Boogie Ellis, Drew Pearson, Isaiah Mobley. I think they're a very strong team. As long as they are ready to go and play, I think they're too much for Miami to handle.
And they made a run last year, obviously, with Isaiah and Evan. So I agree. I think that Miami, nice year, but the ACC was too down. Okay, so we're almost done with the first round here, and then we'll kind of speed things up. So the 8-9 matchup's always interesting. Boise State, Memphis. I think Memphis is dangerous ever since Penny Hardaway was having to take all those comments about what your team stinks. What's happening? He's like, whoa. I don't have my guys. Now he's got his guys, and he's taking out some good teams. Yeah,
I mean, just like the song by Deshaun, talk about Penny Hardaway. I am all over Memphis with you. I think Memphis gets this one done. Now, the Broncos have had a great season. Obviously, winning the regular season, they win the Mountain West. So this is not going to be no easy walk in the park for Memphis. But Memphis is a very hot team right now. I like the Tigers to get it done.
I agree with you. I think all 8-9 matchups are going to be a barn burner. Seton Hall, I would always argue, is a little bit overrated. TCU, I think, is underrated. Jamie Dixon's done a fine job there. TCU obviously took out Texas in the Big 12 championship. 5 wins versus top 25 opponents. Both these teams have faced 9 and 11 top 25 opponents coincidentally. But so two tested teams getting to battle it out here for the right to face Arizona.
Right. I think this one here, out of the entire bracket first round matchup, I think this is the biggest coin flip. I think either team could win this game. I'm not confident with either team winning the game. So honestly, only reason I'm saying it is because I have them in a little auction. I have Seton Hall, but whatever you want to put on this one, I'm fine with.
Let's go Seton Hall. I've got TCU running a little bit of separate brackets. So there we go. North Carolina, obviously, takes out Coach L in his last game there at Cameron. Marquette, Shaka Smart randomly sprouts hair, and he's got the 9 seed. I called, what do you like here? I like you calling this one as well. Give me some analysis. I'll run and get a beer. How about
that? Yeah, no, that sounds good. I'm actually big on the Tar Heels on this one. I think the Tar Heels with Armando Bacot, as well as Brady Manick. I think North Carolina gets this one done. Yes, we've talked about the ACC was down this year, but them taking out Duke on the road at Cameron Indoor on Coach K's last game. I think this North Carolina team gets a little bit underseeded in this one. Now Marquette with Shaka Smart. I'm not very high on Marquette. I like North Carolina to steamroll them.
I love it. I love it. So North Carolina Baylor is going to be one of the better matchups in that second round. Okay, so Creighton, I think, surprised some people in the Big East tournament. Maybe not. San Diego State's always just, good God, what they were like a 30 win perennial program the last 5 years. The pandemic didn't even really stop that much. They're obviously back here as an 8 seed, and I don't think anyone's talking about them.
Right. The San Diego State, I've already dropped 3 units on them to win this matchup. I'm all over San Diego State in this one. I think Creighton got a fantastic run in the Big East tournament. They definitely trend my head. I'll be the first one to admit. However, I like San Diego State in this one.
I'm with you there. My dad always says, a Kansas alum, whenever Kansas is a 1 seed, be very afraid. All right, let's just knock out by region here. Gonzaga, Memphis. I've got a couple brackets with Memphis moving on. Is that totally foolish?
You're not the only one. If I had to fill it out today, I'd probably pick Memphis. I like Gonzaga a lot. I love Chet Holmgren, obviously with the Minnesota roots. But I don't think this Gonzaga team is as strong as Gonzaga has been in years past. Obviously, they have 3 losses this year. They got blown out by St. Mary's, which St. Mary's is no bum. But no, I think Memphis is playing fantastic basketball at this time. I just think they might be a little bit too athletic for Gonzaga. I'm going to take Memphis in this one.
You know what? And let's do it. Let's go with our collab bracket here with Memphis because Gonzaga is the favorite, and I think the public's all over them, which I hate. New Mexico State. Did the Gauchos luck run out?
Personally, I would go with the Razorbacks and Eric Musselman. I just think that I just think Arkansas, with a little bit of rest after unfortunately not making it to the championship game, I think they're due for a big run in the tournament, to be honest.
Yeah, New Mexico State, no top 25 even games, but again, they do have 2 quality wins over Davidson and Washington State, but the luck runs out here in the round of 32. Bama, Texas Tech is going to be a hell of a battle. 2 different, contrasting styles of play, right? Texas Tech a little bit slow you down. Alabama's more push the pace, offensive. Who gets the best?
Whoever gets the best is going to be the team that's going to control the pace in this one, just like you were saying. Fast-paced game, Alabama gets it done. Slow-paced game, Texas Tech gets it done. I personally like Texas Tech winning this one, though.
Yep. I'll follow you there. 11 top 25 games. They're 7-4. Yeah, Alabama, if they go out in that first round, obviously Texas Tech will help us out there. Okay, Izzo, Coach L. Oh, boy. What is happening here? 7v2, always great. Look at that, though. You know what? As much as I, not necessarily dislike Duke, but I think them losing the ACC title was good for them. They got that out of the way. Now they can go, or even that, or they could go on a run now. Or losing Coach K's game, last game at home. Now they've got out of the way all the theater, and they can go on a run.
Right. And now you bring up a good point there. However, I was listening on the radio, and they just think that there's too much attention on this Duke team and so much pressure that it is Coach K's last season.
Right.
Where there's people on the radio who are thinking, this is going to be too much for this Duke team. I don't think it's too much in this game. I just think Duke is they have so many guys who can play. And
they had a guard, was it Roach, who was just lighting up, I think he was just lighting up Miami. He couldn't even miss from deep. And then obviously Bonchero. I would argue it's not as much as Zion, Reddish, RJ Barrett, which obviously ended up doing the men in terms of hype.
Right. No, exactly. I think this Duke team could spreads the ball out a little bit more, especially when they have 5 on the floor. And now the 3 that you were just talking about, a lot of them knew one of those 3 was putting the ball up. So it's 3 on 5 on the offensive end, but you needed 3 guys to guard Zion. But no, I like Duke getting it done over Izzo.
All right, let's finish the West out. Memphis, Arkansas, Texas Tech, Duke. Your thoughts?
My thoughts is Arkansas over Memphis in this one. I just think, like I was saying earlier, I think Arkansas is playing great basketball right now. I think they keep it going. And then in the other matchup, Texas Tech, Duke, I mean, that will be a very, very good game. I think this one could go either way. I could have one analysis today and then a different analysis in
Right.
2 hours. But if I had to pick right now, I would go Texas Tech.
I like that. Okay, we're on the same page there. Arkansas, Texas Tech. That will finish us out here. Who does it here?
I'll let you take this one just because I said I am a
Sure.
little bit. So you go ahead and take this game.
Yeah, I'm just worried if Arkansas does get clipped by, say, the Catamounts or even the Gauchos. Who knows? We've seen 12 seeds move on. I think Texas Tech is a really under the radar pick that could, if Michigan State takes out Duke, that's going to be a gift to Texas Tech. If Memphis takes out Gonzaga, that's going to be a gift to Texas Tech. Hell, if Arkansas takes out Gonzaga, that's going to be a gift. So I like their positioning. Let's go roll Tech back in the Final Four for the second time in the last couple of years. All right, Zona Seton Hall. I think Zona gets it done versus Seton Hall, but prove me otherwise. You too?
Yeah, I think Zona gets it done.
So they move on to the Sweet 16. Houston Illini.
This will definitely be one of the best matchups in the second round. Two very different styles of play. I'm actually going to go against probably what public thinks on this one. I think Illinois.
Okay. You know what? I had Houston, so I'll go Illinois because I definitely think they do have the talent to make a deep run. I just haven't seen it yet. So that's why I've kind of been a little hesitant. No brainer here. A little roll Rick Barnes.
No brainer.
This one's interesting. Is it the coach too young? Youngest coach in NCAA Division I history. Villanova, Jay Wright. Rinse, wash, repeat. It's March again.
Right. I think he's pretty young. However, Villanova is not a team that's going to go out there and just run up the scoreboard, which I think does help Loyola out in this one. The only thing that scares me is Villanova is the best team in the nation when it comes to free throws. Free throw shooting percentage is huge when it comes to March. I probably would go Villanova in this one.
And they had a rather early exit last year, if I'm not mistaken, right? Was it first round, maybe second round? But so I think they bounced back. All right. All right. We got some games here. Zona, Illinois. See, if Zona does make it here and Illinois does as well, I like the matchup on Illinois. Am I insane?
The only thing is Arizona has some bigs where it's Coloco as well as I'm trying to remember the other guy. They got pretty much two Kofi Coburns out there.
Right.
They're a lot more athletic. They can jump a lot higher, faster. The only thing is Coburn's stronger than them. I think this is who Illinois was probably the most afraid of. I think Arizona matches up with Illinois the best out of any team in the country. I like Arizona in this one.
All right. You talked me into it. Roll Cats. We were a little bit hesitant on Villanova. We were kind of no-brainer on Tennessee. Does that transfer to this, or are we a little bit questionable?
It for sure transfer to this on my end. I think Tennessee wins this one against Villanova.
Agreed. And I think if Loyola takes out Villanova, Tennessee takes them out. Zona, Tennessee. Whew. What do you got?
I got Zona. I'm interested to hear your thoughts, though.
I got Tennessee in the Final Four, so I like you. I liked Arizona there to switch things up. All right, moving down here to the East, Baylor, North Carolina. A lot of people are saying Baylor's going to lose at some point. Is it going to be this early?
I personally think it is going to be this early. However, Scott Drew, very good coach when it comes to March as well. He's starting to really create a legacy for himself. But no, I just have not been high on the Bears this year at all. I think they're going to be one of the onesies that get knocked out pretty early.
Randy's giving me the 10-minute mark. I can't even see him. He's giving me the 10-minute mark, so we'll wrap through this. Yeah, I'm with you. Look at this stat. That's insane. Is 58 and 15 number one seeds are moving on past number 8 seed, but 4 times in the past 7 tourneys, including Loyola, Chicago last year. All right, let's go UNC. I like Hubert Davis. All right, St. Mary's, you got me moving them on to the round of 32. Is it that where it stops?
I personally think they end up clipping UCLA here. Now, I think both teams are very, very strong. I think this is probably in the top 3 matchups as well for the second round. I think St. Mary's is the real deal, to be honest.
All right. St. Mary's moving on. Vatek, Purdue. I like Purdue here, just size.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Purdue moving on. Murray State, Kentucky. Is there a Cinderella in the OVC?
I think there honestly could be. However, I think Kentucky's a lot deeper team. They got Ronald Coleman from Bradley Braves, who's one of the assistant coaches. He was with Illinois last year. This is his first year with Kentucky under Calipari. I think Kentucky might be a little bit too much for the Racers to handle, but don't sleep on the Racers. They are also very athletic.
I give them the edge. I think I agree with you. It's going to be a good game. St. Mary's is your Cinderella. Does it run out here?
I think the same. I think St. Mary's goes all the way to the Elite Eight.
Let's go Gales. I'm with you. North Carolina's going to run out of luck sooner or later. Purdue, Kentucky. Does the size, which side does the size matter here, or favor rather?
I believe the size favors Purdue. However, Oscar Tshiebwe, I think I'd probably give him the best, which could easily be argued. I think he's probably the best big man in this game when it comes down to whether Travion Williams or Zach Edey. But I think this is a very tough matchup to call. I could go either way, so I'm going to give it to you, Dill.
I like Calipari a little bit better than Matt Painter, and just from what I've seen. So we'll roll cats there. St. Mary's, Kentucky. All right, wait now. All right, since St. Mary, your squad, you got to tell me here. What's the matchup?
I got Kentucky.
Fair enough. I think Kentucky. This is one of the teams that I think. Calipari, it hasn't been talked about that much, right? We've had Karl Anthony Towns, obviously, not unlike Zion, and the undefeated team, and it eventually runs out. Gonzaga the same. I think this is one of the Kentucky teams. They had a guy pass away, right? Terrence Clark. I think they've been battled around that, and it's been long enough that they're trying to make a return. Okay, my dad, he's worried about Kansas. Are you?
I don't know if I'm worried about Kansas against San Diego State this early, but it wouldn't surprise me. Kansas, however, watching them play in that Big 12 tournament, they looked very, very, very solid. Oche Agbaji, or however you pronounce his last name, was lights out. So I honestly would not be shocked to see San Diego State clip Kansas here, but I'd probably go Kansas in this one.
Bill Self making $10 million now a year, it was reported. South Dakota State runs out.
Yeah, I think this might be like the highest total ever in an NCAA March Madness tournament game when it comes down to Iowa, South Dakota State. That one could be played in the 90s, but
right.
I think wins that one.
Oh my God. It would probably be an NBA game, like 140, 120. I gotta take Otzelberger here. If he's gonna take out LSU, he's gonna probably take out the toothbrushes.
I agree.
That would be a hell of a run. I've picked USC over Auburn here. Bruce Pearl's a Boston College guy. I don't think he'd ever go back to Boston College because he's obviously a huge in SEC basketball now. But he's notoriously fallen short. Does he fall short here?
Right. So Auburn is a very, very interesting team for me. They also had a long stint at being number one team in the nation. They obviously have someone on their squad there that might be the number one pick in the draft.
Jabari.
Yeah, exactly. Jabari. However, I personally like USC in this one.
All right. Yeah, I like it too. I think one of the themes I like, not unlike, I guess Cade won one game and then lost in the second round, but Durant losing in the first round, the best players usually fall early.
Right. Exactly.
Iowa, Kansas. I think we're kind of thinking the same thing here with a little bit of our lackluster faith in Kansas.
Right. I like Iowa in this one. They're rolling at the right time, and I think they clip Kansas.
Where did USC go to last year? Was it the Elite Eight? Was it the Sweet 16? Do they get farther here?
I believe they were for sure in the Sweet 16. I believe they got to Elite Eight, and I think they get to the Elite Eight again.
Agreed. Iowa's a trendy pick that I don't think a lot of people. Well, they won the Big Ten, arguably the best conference. So, is a 5 seed disrespecting them? Maybe they didn't do enough during the regular season, but they're hot at the right time. Did they take out South California?
I think they do. I think Iowa gets to the Final Four.
Let's do it. There's our Final Four here on Corbett's Corner. As we wrap up, my thanks to Ty Dawson. I'm Dylan Corbett. It is our bracket breakdown here. This is a good bracket right here. I like this Final Four. Texas Tech, Kentucky, Arizona, Iowa. Your thoughts? What do we got here for both matchups? And I'll give mine.
I personally, in that Texas Tech Kentucky game, it's another one that's going to be about pace, but I like Texas Tech actually getting this one done. I think the Red Raiders are underrated, and I think they beat Kentucky. Now going to the other side of the bracket between Arizona and Iowa, two teams who are hot right now. I actually got to give it to Arizona. I think Arizona gets this one done with the National Player of the Year and Benedict Mathurin. I think Arizona gets the championship game.
I've got Iowa winning one of my brackets, so I'll follow you here with Arizona because I haven't given them enough love. I do like Texas Tech. I also like Kentucky, but I think if Texas Tech can slow the game down, Kentucky doesn't have their usual scorers, that game could completely flip on its head. Is America going to like this title game? I mean, us college basketball fans were, but Arizona, Texas Tech obviously lost to Virginia last time they were in this spot. Do they get it done now and cut down the nets?
I'm all over Arizona. I think Arizona gets it done. I think they're the best team in basketball right now. And they're so athletic and they have guys who can come off the bench. Now, the big thing is Kirk Krista, is he going to be healthy? As you can see there in the notes, I think that they can get through, obviously first round game without him. I think they can get through without the second round game. I think he'll return for the Sweet 16, which actually I will be in San Antonio for the Sweet 16. So if it's Arizona versus Illinois, I'm going to the games, but that would be a hell of a game to get at. But I think Arizona's cutting the nets down.
Throw us some content there. That would be fun to watch. Any worries about a rookie head coach? I know he comes from the Gonzaga tree, so he's been there. Does he kind of see, hey, this is maybe where Mark Few fell short. I know what to do with my team here.
See, that's a great question. And yeah, I mean, there is definitely some concerns, especially with him being at the helm. He's the one that everyone's going to be looking to. However, I think he had someone that looking up to that very successful, Mark Few. No, I like Arizona.
Who's Texas Tech's coach? He took over Chris Beard.
The guy looks like he would be in the science lab. I don't know his name exactly, but looks like he could be Dexter from Dexter's Laboratories dad.
Correct. Good stuff. So Arizona is your Corbet's Corner national champion. My thanks for Ty Dawson. I'm Dylan Corbett. Final score here as we sign off.
Final score, I'd like to go Arizona 73, Texas Tech 68.
Beautiful. All right. My thanks to you, Ty. My thanks, as always, to you, the listener. Appreciate you guys. We're working on vacation. We'll talk to you soon.